Okay, so I had to make a part 2. We're going to upload part 1. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't just try to stop watching at that, because you need to hear what I'm saying. So I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites and the Christian groups and the other groups that come out in public and they try to win the people over, if you will. That goes against the proper order, and this and you hear from the prophet. I'm gonna show you. Go back and watch part 1 in its entirety, then come to this. So I put the scriptures together that we are to be the salt of the world. That's not a secret. We to bid them to come, but the Bible also tells us not to cast our pearls before swine, and to let the unjust be unjust still. So the Most High is the special one. The Most High is the prestigious one. The Most High is the valuable one. So if they can't see that, then they need to be, they need to face the music, so to speak. They need to receive the recompense for their sins. But, we are just mainly to be the salt of the world. We're supposed to show the Most High in us. Now, people be inventing stuff, and they be making righteousness things that don't even count as righteousness. Remember, the 2 golden rules is 12 commandments, actually. And the 2 greatest of them all is how we treat the Most High and how we treat each other. So you being the salt of the world, when people see you loving God in spite of, and when they see you remaining faithful and steadfast, regardless of whether you got good going in your life or you got bad going in your life, but also secondarily, when they see you loving your neighbor as yourself. Now, it's a way to go about this. You don't just give away everything you got, but you look at it as, if this was me, what would I want? But I want somebody to give me food. But I want somebody to give me a ride. So we talking about the Israelites, how they just come and they just preach in public. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I like it. But it's not the way to go. It's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to, because these dudes, I'm gonna tell you, and it's not all. It's not all. I'm just talking in terms of experiences that I've seen. Some of them don't be helping people. They be in position to help people and they don't. Then they will bang your wife. They will put their meat all the way up to your wife's brain if it'll reach. Now, are you representing God with that? A guy, one of them told her, my wife, that you need a godly man, blah blah blah. I'm like, this dude don't know me from yesterday's piss. He don't know me, but he telling her what she need, as if he just automatically more righteous than I am. But that's what they do. Now, a real man of God ain't gonna deal with no man's wife, because he gonna know that's adultery. See, it don't matter if you don't eat ham if you committing adultery. You being a hypocrite. If you committing adultery, you messing with other men's wives, right? But you won't eat, you keep the Sabbath, you won't eat ham sandwiches, you ain't got nowhere with him. Because remember, the 7 things he hate the most. You sowing discord among your brethren when you mess with somebody's wife. So you ain't getting nowhere with him. That's why I say it's more about what we do than what we say. And if you do something that people find questionable, you should be able to explain that thing in detail. I can explain anything I do in detail. But these guys go around and they make it like a competition thing. And when I say that, the only ones like I got some on my page that that don't appear to be that way. And I know some other ones that don't appear to be that way. But I also know some of these dudes on YouTube and some of these dudes like in public out and about, they try to make it a competition thing. Like they more righteous than somebody. You know? But then you start finding out things about them that you be like, wait a minute, even a sinner wouldn't have did that. So, you know, let's look at this. Let's look at what an ambassador is. Because we like ambassadors. Now, let me show you. We're going to look at a couple of definitions. A diplomatic agent of the highest rank accredited to a foreign government or sovereign as the resident representative of his or her own government. Number 2, an authorized representative or messenger. So, when he tells us to go out in the highways and the byways and bid them to come, that's what we supposed to do. You know. Now, that's why we had to have, before we do it, this is another thing. You have to have your personal business in order. Because your personal business will get in the way. You out there trying to preach and you broke as a joke. And you got 5, 6 kids at the house. You should be preaching to your pockets. You know, so it, like I say, it's a way to go about all of this. You know, once you bid them to come, that's your opportunity to do what they doing right now on the street. All the people that come, save all of your preaching for them. Because when you go out in public, it's like you getting, like the parable of the sower, you getting the wayside, you getting the thorns, you getting all those that's not good ground. It's not. Now, yeah, the tares and the wheat are growing together. They are. But you ain't supposed to cast your pearls before swine. And you supposed to let these people make their own decision. If they choose wrong, that's their fault. The Most High is going to be just fine. Every day that we live, each individual person has another opportunity to get right with the Most High. Now, they have the alarms within their soul just telling them, we got to get right. We got to get right. So if they don't listen, that's them. Because you can be out there preaching till you blue in the face. And then you go to church and you can't tell me I don't know. Because I do. I've seen it at other churches that I was a member at. And I've seen it at my own church. You preach out there till you blue in the face, and then when the next day come, nobody shows up. That's because you was casting your pearls before swine. And then what about these ones that they think they done got away from the task at hand, and now they out here judging people? Talking about who ain't saved and who is. That's not for you to decide. For you, what you supposed to do is bid them to come. And when they come, plant them seeds in them. Water them seeds. Plant, water, plant, water. These guys be out here trying to make a name for themselves and trying to act like they more righteous than other people. I want you to know, I'm going to make a video. I don't know, maybe today or tomorrow. Characteristics of a Pharisee. I am, because like once I gained wisdom, I started seeing that some of my ways were like Pharisee. The Messiah was so common amongst the common people. that they was judging him like he can't be the Son of God. Man, he was sleeping at tax collectors' houses, just all kind of stuff. And the reason being is because he knew that his light was shining. They couldn't affect him. He was going to affect them. He was going to affect them. They couldn't affect him. So he would go in houses, places, people with leprosy, touching lepers, all kind of forbidden acts. And so they was judging him the fact that he was doing it. If he was here right now, them dudes would be out there trying to debate with him. The same dudes that will put meat in your wife and make her loose and keep it a secret and come back and do it again the next week. If that's you, if you the type that'll sleep with another man's wife, man, stop talking. Your heart is not right. Let's look at something real quick. I'm going to show you something. We did one on this too, I think. I'm going to have to come back to this subject. No matter how much time we get. Let's look at the 7 things he hates. Haughty eyes. You know, people always talking about how God has been blessing them, and it's fine to a certain extent. But sometimes you can see it in the eyes. A lying tongue. Even if you not trying to lie, if you lying, like if you trying to preach out here and you teaching false teaching, like people be out here teaching predestination, that's false teaching. The Most High don't create people to destroy them. So, hands that shed innocent blood. These dudes will go to chapel in prison, then they'll get out and they'll shed innocent blood. But they'll be in there talking about who right and who ain't. That's why I told him, I said, you better be real careful with that reverse voodoo. It's going to come back on you. You can't say what God going to do to somebody and you ain't even right with God. That's what people don't realize. If you in any type of rebellion against the Most High or against the scripture or anything, like nobody's perfect, but I'm talking about the consistency in your actions are rebellious, and you talking about recompense to this person, that person, you better be careful with that, because you're going to try to put something on them and it's going to be on you. But that's what people do. We'll close this in like 5 minutes. A heart that devises wicked schemes. You out there preaching the Bible, but you trying to set up a hookup with dude's wife. Yeah, I'm sounding like John the Baptist now, ain't I? It's easy to preach. It's hard to live. Hard to live. Sin is everywhere. And it's easy to do. Easy to do, easy to choose. Feet that are quick to rush into evil. Like I said, like that dude that told her that. And then one dude was on there judging me, insulting me. Dude, listen, you know who you are, because I know you watching my video. You ain't him. You ain't like that. You ain't spiritually like that. You need to get like that. You came on here doing the devil's work. That ain't the Most High didn't tell you to say none of that stuff to me. I know that for 150% fact. A false witness who pours out lies. Be real careful with that Bible. Because you could be out there witnessing and be a false witness, because what you saying just ain't the truth. You could just be out there saying what you heard. So if you're not witnessing the truth, then you a false witness. And the Bible says the Most High hates a false witness, a man who stirs up dissension among brothers. How does this happen? Messing with people's wives, taking sides. It's a number of ways this happens. So it's a way to go about it, but the way you start is by working on you and me working on me. Yeah, I get on here and I be preaching and stuff like that, but I spend more time trying to work on myself, and I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. One thing, I mean, so we got plenty to work with. We got the greatest 2 commandments. We got what he hates. We ought to be doing the opposite of what he hates. You know? But people want to get out here on bullhorns and preach to other people. But then when somebody trying to preach to them, their ears is closed. These dudes will literally be in front of the gates of heaven with their costumes on. People had an invitation, walking in, and they'll be trying to block the gate. That's how these Pharisees are. That's why tomorrow, I got y'all tomorrow. We're going to break down the Pharisee. I got you. You know, I'm not telling you to live a loose lifestyle, but I'm saying that you don't want to be like an imposter type person, a hypocrite. So think about what I'm telling you. Them Hebrew Israelites, man, I would tell y'all to just invite them. And when they come, then you pull out all the stops, put your costume on, whatever, and just get to pouring that word into them. But when you come out here, you cast them before swine. If a person wants to do evil, you're supposed to let them do it. And you make sure that you don't do it. And you go about your business. You teach your kids, like even your kids. If your kids don't want to do right, you make them answer to the rules of your house. And if they won't, then you just leave them alone. Or you kind of distance yourself. You don't change your ways. Your son smoking crack, you don't smoke it with him. Talking about, well, I just wanted to bond with him. Yeah, you gonna bond, all right. But anyway, I would just say, work on yourself first. Make sure what you're teaching is the truth. Invite them, and when they come, teach them that truth. Like, I'm not getting in public doing nothing. The Most High had to literally show me in a vision, a dream. Or I wouldn't even do it. Because he showed me the truth about that. And as far as judging, judge only righteous judgment. You can't judge nobody's soul. You can't judge nobody's soul. When you start doing that, you know you in Phariseeville. You done built a house in Phariseeville. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for watching.